I'm curious, your advice for leaders as they're building that workplace culture. How do we continue that work? How do we,
Yeah.
make it even more inclusive, make it even easier for people to feel as if they belong?
Well, I think you asked a really good question, Mia, there. And one of the things I would say is bring your best professional self to work. You know, because again, if we use another analogy, for most of us, certainly myself, um, there are things and conversations I just wouldn't have with my parents, right? Because there's this level of respect. Even though I'm very comfortable with my parents, and we talk about all kind of things, they're still my parents, you know. And as I think about the workplace, I think the same goes, right? Bring your best professional self to the workplace and so put an appropriate filter on. So as we think about that in the workplace, you certainly want to be very comfortable with being able to embrace your background, whatever that is. Be very comfortable with being okay with your relationship status and who your relationships with, and be very comfortable with not feeling like you have to hide part of yourself. However, does that necessarily mean that you join a team meeting and you talk about the argument that you had with your partner last night? Well, that's not necessarily your best professional self. That's something you talk about with the loved ones in your personal life. So you do have to try and continue to strike that balance. It doesn't mean just throw spaghetti against the wall, um, but it does mean you don't have to hide under a veil along the way as well. So my advice would be bring your best professional self to work, but don't compromise who you are as a human as a part of it.